At first, we will start working with probably most common type of photography. Recently, probably in the last few years, we can see huge increase of natural light photography, and with this photography I'm going to start working. And these images had amazing photographer, it's Ariel Grabowski Images, so check his page. He's really great in natural light photography, in outdoor photography. That's why I'm choosing these images. So thanks to him for these amazing images. And of course we have great models, and this is a very spontaneous image. As I know, it wasn't planned, it was in studio session, and they catch this amazing light. So I want to take it. I want to work with this as a first example. We have also other example to which we can jump. So both of these images are natural light photography. So probably if you start in your adventure with portraits and maybe you're not a retoucher right now, you more likely will start from this type of photography. So I will show you how to work with colors on them, and of course next we will jump to different kind of photography. So let's start from this, and I'm going to start from raw conversion. Of course I need to say a few words for beginners. Let me reset Camera Raw settings, and I will be working in Camera Raw and Capture One as well, of course, but I understand not everyone have Capture One, so we have to do some walkthrough through Camera Raw. And if you are starting, quick explanations. In Camera Raw we have few panels that we will always work, and you can see them by looking at this small icon on the top. Let's read. There's this basic panel, tone curve, detail, hue saturation layer, grayscale, split toning, and of course you can have things like lens correction, effects, etc. Most important for you at this basic stage is the panel basic, where you can fix your white balance and work with highlights and shadows more likely. And tone curve, not so common. I barely use tone curve, and for outdoor images it's really okay to work with split toning. I'm not working with any other images, but in this case it's totally alright. So let me tell you quickly. So here you can set white balance as a temperature, so you can go warmer image or colder. I know some people shooting with auto settings, so they have, for example, very cold image. That's the point to fix it. Other things like exposure, of course, responsible for just the amount, how exposed are your image, if they are underexposed or overexposed. Simply fix, it's not needed. But most important for raw conversion is always shadows and highlights, because to retouch them and to see everything correctly, we very often have to knock down the highlights, as you can see, so we can see the skin texture very well, and then about shadows, bring them up a little to see more details from the shadows. So that's what will do the basic panel to you, and that's what you have to know. The other things like vibrance, saturation are more responsible about the color. So Camera Raw usually make the image not very colorful as Capture One. So I really like to work with vibrance to bring this juicy look, I could say. Sorry for this expression, but I find this right, this point. So that would be it. And then of course we have things like split tuning, where you can work with tones for highlights and shadows. Of course it's not something I want right now. And also hue saturation, grayscale. Simply speaking, you can drag the certain color. Like if you want to saturate, for example, oranges, you simply bring them up. If you want to desaturate aquas and greens, you can take it down. There's not many on this image, but maybe blues, and they will get into the gray tones more. Hue, simply balancing between the hue, so like whether you want the red going to more purple or going more into orangey. So this tool is very powerful if we need to fix few specific areas. that was a very quick explanation. I know not very detailed. I know there might be some beginners, but we will have again walkthrough during our process in which we'll be explaining you more. For now, what you need to know is the panels and that image will be open in Camera Raw when we work with raw images, and what you need to know. So mostly shadows and highlights. And now let's do our processing in the next lesson.